Hey, you all. Just decided to go ahead and talk a little bit because I have some time here. I am done with that session where I met a musician who's working on some tracks and it needs a voice, but I'm sure he wouldn't mind me saying this. As it turns out, he needs a lot more help than just a voice, so we didn't even get to that tonight. Um, this person's music has some merit, he could do something, but it's like he wasn't even ready to be adding things. It's like, so we had a really good discussion, about, production, not like I'm some sort of expert, but I listened to a lot of music and it was like, well, there's really no point in putting anything on this, yet. So, and it was great because it was really receptive to it. And it turns out that was, not even knowing it, that's what he was looking for was, help in a lot of ways. So I have an hour before the show at Loom with the DJ starts, and it's pretty cold and rainy out, and I may not go. It's like if I don't show up, it's no big deal. Because it's a Friday night and it's going to be a packed club, and they're going to be having a lot of people. And I tend to be like that with the weather, and my age as it gets shitty out, and you have to find a parking spot and walk for blocks and stuff. And, I'm just really, you know, I'll easily stay home. So we'll see. We'll see if I go out. It's really no big deal. But the conversation that I had with the musician as well as Aaron, at whose studio this guy is working, Aaron Gum from Indrima, has a really very cool home studio. We had an excellent conversation about music business and about options that musicians and artists now have to access people to make themselves available. And we had a good conversation. So I will be working with this man, and we did. We talked money. I'm not going to charge anything for talk. You know what I'm saying? But when he's ready to actually use my voice, and I could hear what he needed it for, and yeah, I can do the part. It'd be fun. Kind of a throwback to a '50s doo-wop thing. I can do it. Yeah, I'll. You can pay me. So I just caught onto a fairly new vinyl community member, Byron Legend. Your name is Mark, and I want to say thank you, Mark. Wow, I do actually see everything I say is true, but it's a contradiction because I'll say I'm not watching, but I do. But it's like what I'm trying to say is I don't want to be expected to watch. That's really what I'm trying to say, But I do. I watch, and of course, it gets my attention if I see my name in the heading. But the other thing I'm looking for is I'm just kind of looking for, people talking about interesting things, interesting music, and your video, you waxed poetic about the records. Okay, computer. I understand your feelings about that record, and just like I don't agree with some people who like certain music. We all have the right to our perspective, and that's really what it is. It's our perspective, it's our experience. We really can't expect others to have that experience. Even as a musician artist, I share with you the music that I make and the art that I make. I want you to have an experience, but I don't know that you're going to have it. And so, of course, people are going to have different perspectives about music, and I just, think it's kind of unfortunate when people in a kind of a pushy sort of way come at you like, "Oh, you're wrong." It's, what? My experience tells me this. There's no right or wrong about my experience. It's what I'm experiencing. Anyway, okay, computer is fantastic. I love it. Those Radiohead singles you showed were just wonderful. I love singles. I love them. Anyway, I'm going to talk a little bit about music. I'm listening to some French prog, Shylock, Ile de Fièvre, The other thing I want to just kind of rap about, because I'm just kind of rapping, I like to do that. Kind of like Nathan, I watched you tonight, Papa Bear. You're so cute, Nathan. You know, I hope you don't mind me saying that. You know, you're just really a sweet man. But you know, like you know, be hanging out and just kind of talking about what's on your mind. Vinyl community on Facebook is cool too. You know, Brent Corrigan and Chris Goodwin and Nathan, those guys, and Miko Toivonen, I believe is how you say. I don't know how you say your name, Miko. Those are some folks that are on there really regular. I really like that. I like to check in and see what people are saying and listening, and Grecian Thunder and other folks. And you know, really a shout out to Gus Gus. He set it up. Thank you, Gus. Wow, man, look what you started. But anyway, this is what I'm listening to. This is a King Crimson-like French prog band. Their first album is really hard to find, Geolorgs, and I don't have it. I'd love to find it. I'd love to have it, whether I can find it, but it's like you'll pay. But this is really good. I'm listening to this. Shylock, Ile de Fiev, very much has a King Crimson flavor. Some other records, though, that I pulled that I'm going to be listening to and just wanted to mention because I want to mention them, is a couple things from, well, here's one, a Factory Records band that I love. The first album is The Wake. The first album is Harmony. This has been reissued, but this is an original. I remember finding this, I think in San Francisco, back in the 80s. Love this band. Used to play the song off of this album. We covered, Digital Sex covered The Old Men off of this album. We used to do this. It was actually, we would start our show a lot of times with this song, The Old Men. It's a great opening track. Love this band and love that factory sound. Now this album by them is just, I love this album. It's kind of melancholy, and I just love this. The Wake, Here Comes Everybody. This is one of my favorite albums. It's like I said, it's kind of they use a lot of not a mellotron, but the string synthesizer, but a particular kind that really gets it nice. And these songs are kind of melancholy, you know. And there's a song on here called Melancholy Man. I love this album. I'm not in the mood to switch. I've got the Shylock going, and this would be a complete mood changer, but I want to show this for a few minutes because I'd like to hear other comments about this album. Anyone else like this album? I absolutely love this album. The Wake, Here Comes Everybody. I love this album. This is some of the kind of music I just, you know, to die for. It's just some of my most favorite. This next one is another one. Let's see what year this is, because I get my years mixed up. Am I in the 80s? Am I in the 90s? I'm in the 80s. 1983, Isolation Ward. This is the only thing I've ever found by this band. It's like coming out of the factory sound, but it's a precursor to shoegaze in a way. It was this kind of English European sound, kind of bleak, with female vocals. I mean, we had the see, I don't want to mention people like Kato and Susie because it's not like that. It's just that kind of, well, the cover, this cover really, it gets it. It sounds like this, Isolation Ward. And this is on Le Disc de Crepuscule. Just love this label. I got to pull it out. Again, looking, would like to know about any folks that know about this record. I love that label, Le Disc de Crepuscule. So looking forward to spinning this again. I can hear it in my head. It's one of those records that it's got a depressing kind of feel, but it's a glorious. It's like, that's the other thing about it. It's like sometimes really good depressing music It's like it has a majesty. It's like there's a knowing to it, you know? It's like our depression comes from knowing, from having knowledge, from realizing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then to go a whole nother complete direction, I decided to pull these out and just listen to them because it's been a while. Some more German music. Wallenstein Blitzkrieg. This is on the Pills label. Found this really not too long ago. The cover is water damaged, but the record's in perfect shape, and just I need to get more familiar with this. It's a keyboard-oriented sound that they have. It's somewhere between Prague and Kraut. So it's like I pulled that to, and then I have one other. There's No More Love. Kind of an eye-catching cover, eh? No More Love. No, no, no. Oh, sometimes the concepts for records is just you just you do wonder about what were people doing and thinking, and oh, cool. I just pulled those, let's see if there's anything in the stack. Oh, I was listening to this earlier. Silver Jade with Marion Siegel. And this is an English folk sound, but what's interesting is some of these bands, how they just get it right. There's just something about how they did this record and the sound, like when the drums come in, like it starts acoustic and then the drums come in on the first song, and it's just right. This is really good. Fly on Strange Wings. This is an original on DJM in America. I do enjoy showing the labels, because I enjoy it when you all do it. Not everyone is inclined to. I like it when it's just part of your flow. Sun Dodger does it a lot. Eric the Viking does it a lot. A few other folks do it. It's it seems like it's a natural thing that just happens. Next thing you know, you're showing the record. I just love it. Let's see if I got anything else to show. Well, I listened to Indoor Life, and yeah, this is kind of that cold precursor to what we call cold wave now, synth pop. Pretty good, actually. Oh, the other thing I wanted to do riff on, because I was sitting here earlier, was it today or yesterday, and I looked over at my CDs and said, there's all this music that I don't have on vinyl that I never talk about, and I'm just going to grab. Just want to grab these. Just this bunch I'm looking at right here. These are some artists that I wish I have some CDs. These are some L's, and I'm just going to show them because this is music that I like and that I don't get to talk about because I don't have it on vinyl. But like, for example, the band Leica. And again, don't ask me to tell you about the band. I just know that I like this. And I have to put it on. I believe this is on the Too Pure label. Yeah, great label. Too Pure. Here's another one by Leica. I'm going to take it out of the plastic. But it's like, there's all this music in the house you don't even get to talk about. But Leica, this is some good shit. Again, it prompts me to put some of it on, also. Leica, Well, here, I got another one by him, Uneasy. Look at that cover, isn't that nice? I was thinking, yeah, shit, this is some stuff to show and talk about. And I'm sure there's other people that like this band. Maybe you've seen them, know something about them. That's also been fun to hear about folks seeing bands that I never would have a chance to see. Okay, here is some chanting, the Lama Karta Tibetan monks Buddhist meditation. I have several of these. So I love that throat chanting they do. When I was working with the monks back in the 90s, they showed me the technique. I tried. Said, there's many different ways that you'd have to work to get your throat open, where you create the 3 and 4 tones at the same time. But I practiced for a while with them. So that, and then how about the band Lamb? I know you guys. Some of you guys like Lamb, but I just don't have any vinyl. I've got the CD though. 404s. This stuff is great. The girl's voice is really interesting, isn't it? Here's a CD single. Matter of fact, remember the old enhanced CDs where you could put them in the computer, show a little video or something, or maybe a slideshow or something. It's one of these. And then Land. I think this band on the Extreme label. Jeff Greinke, Dennis Ray, Leslie Dalaba, and Ed PIAS. This is I haven't played this in a while, but this is some cool stuff. Kind of like Oyuki Conjugate. Now there's another band I haven't thought of in ages, Oyuki Conjugate, because I've never seen any vinyl. I've got the CDs, and the CDs are extremely rare. And to see it's like all this music to talk about here here's another one by Land. It's just some really atmospheric music. Not totally ambient, no. There's kind of there's a percussive aspect as well. Yeah, just so much music to talk about. I mean, all of us have collections, and we have music that goes on forever. Well, shit, here's a local band that I really like, and they tear it up live. They're called Landing on the Moon, and we make history now. This is one of their CDs. I have 2, but let me show this. Yeah, Landing on the Moon. This is an Omaha band. These guys are good. We Make History Now. That's a good name. That's a good title for the album. But just thought I'd just show these, Landing on the Moon. Omaha band. They're good. Now here is another great CD. Anita Lane. I think first heard of her because she was somehow associated with Nick Cave. Dirty Pearl. This is awesome. Really, really good. Really good. The music's stopped. I'm going to go ahead and just turn it over, even though I could switch moods. I'll do that after I get done talking. But Dirty Pearl. She does a really cool cover of the band Chic, Lost in Music. I love her version of that. Might like it a little more than Chic's version, actually. What's next here? Lanterna. Here's something I need to... this was given to me. It's kind of ambient. But it's good. I don't know about Lanterna. Can't tell you about it. It's on Rykodisc. Next in my L's, Laraji. Within it, produced by Brian Eno. Day of Radiance. Excellent, excellent. And this one, he signed for me, as you know. I mentioned to you before. I worked with Laraji. He's been here to the house. Really nice guy. This one's even better. It's called Flow Goes the Universe. Just excellent. Oops. He plays the zither or auto harp, but in a really cosmic way. I love it. To Dereck, a kindred spirit in the flow, Laraji. You know it, my brother. And then we have good old Lard. This is project involving members of ministry with Jello Biafra from Dead Kennedys. This is some wild shit. Speaking of lard, here's Lard Free. Now, I used to have this. I had it on CD back in the, vinyl back in the day, but I inherited it from the Reese brothers, the kids from the Air Force brats that turned me on to so much of this stuff when it was happening in the 70s when we were in high school. And Paul gave me his copy of this album. It was already beat to shit, though, you know? But this is some of the most dynamite, wildest rock music. Just cool. Cool as hell. Here is kind of library soundtrack music, kind of. I love this type of stuff. Mars Laser, The 11th Hour. I love this album. It's all instrumental. Some might even think it's cheesy. Don't give a damn, because I like it. I love this album. The 11th Hour, Mars Laser. See, that's all this music to talk about. Shit, let's just keep going until I'm done here. Concerto for Yusef Lateef. You know, it's like I haven't played this in a while. I need to put this back on, but it's like a concerto, you know. Lateef with his bad self. Carolyn Lavelle. She's worked with Peter Gabriel, but this is a really good album she put out called Spirit. Boy, would I love to have the room and just to be able to magically transform all these CDs into vinyl. Boy, you better believe it. But many of these I've never seen on vinyl. Here's one, My Time Will Come by Hubert Laws. This is kind of mellow, but it's really nice. And the last thing that I pulled was Left Field, Leftism. And I'm sure you guys know about this album. It's just excellent. Just excellent. I bet you somebody's got this on vinyl. Stevie Jew, do you have this on vinyl? So, that's not vinyl, but I wanted to talk a little bit more about music in 20 minutes. It just seems like I was on there for a second to me, you know? That's wild. That's wild. Whatever you're doing in life right now, I really do hope it's positive and it's fulfilling.